Joining us now, the former president of Ukraine, Petro Poroshenko. President Poroshenko, thanks for being with us this morning. We just detailed how the Biden administration is going to be sending that much more military equipment and to Ukraine, but you're finding it seems as if that might not be enough. As you're traveling Europe, trying to purchase military vehicles for the forces there in your country, tell us about it. Are your allies falling short in giving you what you need?
First of all, let me sincerely congratulate the friendly American people with your Independence Day and your example of the mature democracy. Help us, Ukrainians, shoulder to shoulder to fight for freedom, for democracy, against dictatorship, against autocracy. And I think that the leadership of the American president, Joe Biden, Congress and people is help us a lot. But weapons is never enough. And you are absolutely right. I just returned just about 5 days ago. I was in Bachmut, where now is a severe fighting on the east of my country. But yesterday I was in Italy, where we bought the armed vehicle, the most modern NATO standard, with the first ever export license of NATO to Ukraine. And within next week, I hope, keep us fingers crossed, that this vehicle, armed personal vehicle, would be in the Ukrainian armed forces, helping us to provide a counterattack. And your weapons, including the Howitzer 777, including the HIMARS, the multi-rocket launch system, artillery system, drones, missiles, everything we needed as a air, because we have great armed forces, and I am proud that since year 2014, me as a Supreme Commander-in-Chief of Ukrainian Armed Forces create this army together with your assistance, based on NATO standard, with the training of NATO instructor. And now we demonstrate that second biggest army in the world. We stop them, we throw them away from Kiev. And today we have a very severe fighting on the east and on the south. And now war is different. Now war is the war of artillery, war of drones, war of missiles, war of multi-rocket launch system. And with that situation, definitely, unfortunately, Russia has a 10, 15, on some part of the front, 20 times bigger than we are. And only professionalism, only the strong motivation of Ukraine help us to defend, help us to win.
Yeah, we heard from President Biden and other NATO leaders last week saying that they would support Ukraine as long as it takes in terms of sending military equipment. But you just mentioned the fierce fighting there in the Donbass in eastern Ukraine. The Russians are claiming they now control the Luhansk region, and they believe they use it as a spot to jump off into the next region, continuing their attacks across the east. Give us the sense, what do you know of where things stand right now in the Donbass, Mr. President?
I have on my connection with the brigade, which is now on the east, and I definitely can confirm that in some part of Lugansk region, we still have the Ukrainian troops, and this is definitely not all of Donbass Russia control. This is the propaganda machine, but I can confirm that the fighting is absolutely severe. And with that situation, I want to send a message that 40 million Ukrainians now is part of the armed forces. And definitely everyone fighting in their own place, but we are ready the same like we do at the beginning of the war, when from this part we fighting against Russian tank who were just 5 kilometers from here. We 100%, I want to assure you that we deliberate all the occupied part of Ukraine, all occupied Donbass, south region, where now also staying my battalion, which I participate in creation. And definitely we need more weapons, more ammunition, exactly what you proposed to us with the Лендліз Act. And we are absolutely interested that the same Лендліз Act should be done by all NATO member states. Same with the supply of the new anti-aircraft missiles, with the new radar system, we keep our fingers crossed that it should be also jet fighters, at least the old Soviet style, where we have the best pilot in the world, and we want to control the sky because on the Donbass, Russia has unfortunately a very strong control on the sky, which create a big headache for Ukrainian forces. Right. But we will fight for every single meter of Ukrainian soil.